Behind the lines in 3, 2, 1, rebuild.
And we got 3 bots in the center. 761 trying to get a full hopper, but pushed aside by 3176. They're unloading their hopper. 7047 is the third red bot to make it to the center. 3176 going out one more time. Tech Pups going out with 7 seconds left, getting beached on some fuel, but gathering some on their own. Will they make it back in time to score? And they do get a few in. We have a very tight score this match. 5 fuel separates our alliances. Blue Alliance 43 to Reds 38. Red Alliance will have that first shift, means Blue Alliance has time to gather some fuel before theirs. Over on Red, we have 1747 cycling fuel back to 3176. 3176 using that turret launcher to fire some in. Reckless Robotics getting beached on some fuel, but freed by Blue Alliance's Cybears. We have the Tech Pups continuing to fire fuel into their zone, getting ready for their next scoring shift. We have 4 bots in the center. 1747 taking some defense from Cybears. Red has a few seconds left. Now it is the Blue Alliance's turn, and the Tech Pups are taking advantage of that. Taking that fuel they scored earlier. 1747 Harrison Boiler trying to steal some fuel from the Blue Alliance. And we see 1747 starting to fire over to their side of the field. 3176 trying to get on the blue side, but failing as the bump is covered. 761 scoring again into their hub. The Blue Alliance has made a 30-point lead. The Red Alliance trying to tear that down quickly. 3176 and Reckless Robotics beginning to score. 10-4-3 for the Cybears, stealing from the Blue Alliance. And the Red Alliance has almost taken back the lead. They have 10 seconds left. Both alliances need about 100 more fuel for that energized ranking point. Previously in our qualification tournaments, it was 120 fuel, but now it has been raised to 240. It's now the Blue Alliance's time to shine. We have 761 and 10-4-3 for the Cybears firing into their goal. 1747 playing some defense on the Tech Pups, trying to keep them from firing. They're a fixed launcher design, so it is difficult for them to get on target when faced with defense. But the Tech Pups use the tower to brace themselves and begin to fire. Blue Alliance has taken a strong lead as we enter the end game period where both hubs are active and teams may begin to climb. The Cybears playing some defense on 3176, trying to keep them out of their zone. The Cybears need to be careful here. If they touch a Red Alliance bot while on the tower, they will get penalized. 761 going for another scoring cycle alongside the Conductors. And the Blue Alliance has almost made that's RP by 5 fuel with 3 seconds left in the match. And we will have scores for that match out soon. With a score of 255 to Reds 235. The Blue Alliance takes home 4 ranking points for that match. That puts the Tech Pups up to 2nd place in our rankings. And we will be back here shortly for qualification 66.